Hi everyone, Ableton lovers. Hope you're not gonna hate me for this video, because today we're making a DJ setup with Ableton and ABC40. So there's many ways of playing music, playing little samples, but if you just want to emulate the DJ setup without DJ gear, you could potentially use an Ableton platform and Ableton controller like ABC40, for example, MK2. I have this one in different windows, so the session that I'm using right now is already emulated session. As you can see, we have track A and track B. A couple of more decks available for small samples that you would like to mix together. Then sample 1 and sample deck 2, it's dedicated additional from the left side, just if you want to use the same samples, short samples from the tracks that already played. The opportunity to create more tracks for vocals, percussions, any additional samples that you need for mixing to make your mix interesting. This platform, I think, is providing countless opportunities. So today we're just gonna dig deeper into the engineering side of it. I'm not good used to actually use it because I just created it. I just want to share with you how you can do that and polish your skills of using the hardware. So let's review what we've done so far. We're using the track B, and I have programmed to use the effect or device control, just like a DJ mixer. For example, the first knob is gain, the second knob is low, second, third and fourth knob on the same rows equalizer low frequencies, mid frequencies and high frequencies, just in case I created a balance left and right, because I think it's important to have balance right in your track. And finally, the last 3 knobs will dedicated to auto filter. So you activate filter, and then you use the high pass filter. I selected high pass, but if you like, you can select different curves. The resonance, the frequency selection, and finally on and off device. So that's very handy. I think that it is something to work with. And I didn't delete any return tracks. We still have reverb and delay, so you can select reverb and delay, channel 1 and channel 2 of the send, and send into effects. It's nicely spicing the mix, I guess. I just need to get used to the mixing flow. So identical audio rec I've created for the track A as well, deck A and deck B. So now I'm just gonna have a quick mix. We'll see if it all works together. So I see it's all working. Yeah, just need to get used to the knobs and interaction, because you have only one control, so 4 knobs, and you have to switch in between the decks. However, if you will use 2 APC40s, perhaps this is make your life much easier. You can dedicate one unit to the deck A, and bunch of samples related to it, bunch of sample decks and additional tracks library, and then second unit used for the deck B, for example. And well, this is still will be a bit bulky. We still want to have it as a one device, so this is the easy version of it, I guess. Okay, so let's make something out of it. Ooh. I want to start with completely simple, fresh default session, so let's go new. I'll save this one just in case. This is basic overview of the session. Get rid of the MIDI files, and let's create the deck A and deck B. You may create a couple of additional tracks, so I would definitely recommend, because you might need to juggle between the tracks and create short loops from it. So that would be a sample one. Let's name it sampler 1, and on the left side I'll keep, just in case, my library. What you should be aware of is that every sample that you will be loading, it will take some time to process it, and I definitely would recommend to check the preference settings of the Ableton warping settings, because we want to warp long samples too, and so make sure that this is activated on. Color coded as you like it, because I really enjoying that something highlighted on MPC40 differently. Gives me an understanding of what I'm doing right now, and where should the navigation actually of the tracks. It's just amazing. My outputs, I selected to the physical output to my mixer. So your physical outputs may be depending of your audio device. So I do create an opportunity to listen my tracks in solo. So if I solo the track A, I will be still able to hear it through the cue, and that will be the volume of the cue as well. So this is all works. Now let's identify A and B for the crossfader. So open right here the settings for A and B, and this crossfader on the right bottom side of the APC40. So deck A to deck A, B to B. So when I swap in between, you can see how this crossfader, even software, it moves as well. So keep it in center for now. So second of all, we would like to review the plugin settings for every deck, because we want to our device control represent the DJ mixer. So first of all, go to the utilities and audio effects and find the audio effect rack. Drop your first effect right there. The first effect, if you look at the DJ mixer, you will find the gain knob. So to control just the gain, that would be a utility plugin. And the next one is equalizer. So EQ3 right there. Next, after the utility, into the same rack. Do not drop it out of the rack. The next is auto filter. So that's the only 3 units I've used for the effect. However, you can create more by just pressing plus. So I have only 4 controls in one row, so in total that would be 8, and that it means I have to follow that rule, otherwise I will just create knobs that does not exist. So first of all, into the gain, macros 1, I'll activate the mapping, then I'll select the gain, and I'll click on the map in the macros that's supposed to be representing the gain. As you can see on the device there, the position of the fader already highlighted, so that's good. It means that in this section that would be 0 decibels on their utility. Then I would like to create the balance as well. So balance, I'll click on the balance and I'll map it just below it. So just right under the gain, I will have a balance. Then I would like to have a gain of low frequency of the Q3 plugin, and I'll use it as a top row. So I have 1, 2, 3, and it correlates with my equalizer. So low frequencies, then mid frequencies, and then high frequency shelf. Okay, so now I have left 1, 2, 3 units, which is dedicated to my alto filter. I would like to create the first knob is an activation of on and off filter, because if you want to work with constantly filter on, it may just cut ultrasonic frequencies from the sound, and it's actually really bad because you're reducing the sound quality. So it's better to have the switch on and off. Click on the switch on and then map it to available macros. So that would be representing one position is on, other position is off. Now I have complete the whole rack, and for all units, get off the mapping tool, and now let's check if it all works. And if I'm happy with the result, I will just copy the same audio rack into the DAC B. Okay, so I would like to select a track from one of my libraries, raise the volume up, increase the gain to accompany sensitivity or position of the fader, because by default the 0 is not actually all the way, so there's another 6 decibels above it. So I recommend to go all the way and then adjust your gain level so it's not distorting the input signal. Okay, there we go. So same thing you will find for an equalizer. So for an equalizer, all the gains have plus 6 dB, you see. So if you would like, you can boost all of them, but concern the output level and input level. You can use them all the way, that's okay. It's just boosting the sound, each range of the frequency by 6 dB. Okay, and filter. I'll probably change one thing. I would like to swap over my resonance and my frequency, because I feel better when frequency is not locked in between the knobs. So it's just for convenience. I'm going to remap it. So I'm going to go mapping again. I think I need to unmap what have been mapped before. So now it's unmapped, and let's get the frequency, resonance, and frequency macros 8. Alright, not every day you get used to program this, but it looks like it working. Alright, finally let's get rid of the mouse. We can work this out. So the gain is working. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not distorting my audio mixer, so I'll be mixing low levels for you today. PQ, yeah, and mids and highs, check that it's perfectly aligned with the grid, because this you do depend on the grid right now, and from what I see is actually not, slightly off, so I need to make sure that it blends them together. Okay, so let's imitate the mix. Alright, that was a basic mix, and this worked pretty well, so I just need to get used to the flow and the layout on the APC40, and probably that helps a little bit understanding of programming in Ableton, and you can always download this layout for yourself and try it out if it works for you. If it's not, then let's just check it in the bin.